Hello everyone, how are you? Hope you are doing very well. Welcome to our math class. Today we will learn about parallel lines and perpendicular lines. So today we will cover page 411 and 412. If you are ready, please open page 411 now. When you check your environment, actually you can see some lines. For example, when you see this road, you can see some intersecting lines. And this metal rays, they are kind of parallel lines. Right now, let's learn about them. Intersecting lines. So first of all, I know intersecting lines, they need to cross at exactly one point each other. How they can cross each other? For example, there are two lines here. Line RE or ER and line ZT. So they intersect at point F. While you're reading this, I'll say line ZT intersect line ER at point F. So while you're writing them, you already know how you can write line. So I know line continues in both sides. In this situation, you need to draw the shape on top of the name. ZT line. So what about parallel lines? So if you want to draw them, you need to draw lines here to show how they can be parallel. So in this one, you can see line SK is parallel to line CJ. So let's check. They never cross. This distance always will be the same until forever. So they never cross. Parallel lines never cross, but intersecting lines, they need to cross at exactly point like you see in this picture. For example, how you can show parallel? You will write SK line CJ. So these two lines show parallel. So we can say line SK is parallel to line CJ. What about perpendicular lines? Perpendicular lines is kind of intersecting lines. They also intersect exactly one point. But when they intersect, they also construct four perpendicular angles here. In this situation, this is the difference between perpendicular lines and intersecting lines. Remember, in intersecting lines, I cannot see any right angles. But perpendicular lines cross at exactly one point and they construct four right angles. How can I show perpendicular? I'll show this symbol to show perpendicular. In this one, I'll say line QW is perpendicular to line XG. Good. Let's check. It's a ray PQ perpendicular. Remember the symbol. Ray PR intersecting at point P. Because P is the common point between these two rays. So how can I show ray PR to make it intersecting point for PQ, ray PQ? In this situation, I can draw PR like this. So I know this is an intersecting point because I know they cross at point P, which shows an intersecting point, and there is a right angle here. So I can say this is intersecting and perpendicular. While naming this angle, I can say angle RPQ or angle QPR or just angle P, right? Because P always should be in the middle. Okay. What about this question? It says draw and label line segment KL parallel, remember this symbol, line segment MN. So MN is already given here. This time I need to find another line segment to make it parallel. Which one is? Remember, parallel lines never cross. So in this situation, it should be same with line segment MN. So to draw KL, I can select line segment KL like this. After this short information, let's check your book. Right now, please open page 411. It says intersecting lines are lines in a plane that cross at exactly one point, like you see in this picture. So in this one, line HI intersect line JK at point X. So there is an exactly one point. It says point X. What about parallel lines? Parallel lines are lines in a plane that are always the same distance apart. They never intersect, they never cross. In this one I can say line DE is parallel to line FG. So how can I show it? Remember the symbol for parallel. So we will always use this one. Like this. They never cross. So what about perpendicular lines? They are lines in a plane that intersect to form four right angles. They are kinds of intersecting lines, but when they cross, they also construct four right angles. Remember how I can show it like this. So if I want to show it, I can say line LM is perpendicular to line NO. I need to use this symbol. Okay. So let's try this part on the same page. Tell how the streets appear to be related. Write perpendicular, parallel, or intersecting. For example, let's check W36 Street. Find this way, and Broadway. So this street goes until here, and Broadway is here. So this shape will be seen, right? So which one is intersecting, perpendicular, which one is parallel? So good. It will be intersecting because they cross at exactly one point in this point. What about W35th Street and 7th Avenue? Okay, let's check. W35th Street and which one? 7th Avenue. Okay, like you said, there is only one exactly point here, right? But this time, this intersecting lines, it also looks like perpendicular, right? So I can say this is intersecting and perpendicular right now because it looks like perpendicular. It says tell how the streets appear to be related. Okay, let's check the third one. W37th Street and W36th Street. This ones and this ones. In this one, they are parallel, intersecting, or perpendicular. Okay, good. So W37th Street and W36th Street, they never cross. If they never cross, I can say these streets are parallel to each other, right? Because this distance is always same and they never cross. Good. Right now, please turn on the page. Page 412. It says draw and label YX line ray YX perpendicular ray YZ intersecting at point Y. Y is common point. Because of this, they need to intersect at point Y. So it says draw and label YX. We already draw a ray for ray YX. Then draw and label YZ. Remember the example in the beginning of the lesson. So right now Y will be the common, and then after Y I need to draw a ray YZ. So they intersect at point Y. Okay, it says how can you check if two rays are perpendicular? Remember my perpendicular, remember the right angles. How can I show a right angle? If there is a square, I can say this is a right angle, this is perpendicular, because I know right angles represent perpendicular rays in this topic. So I can use a square corner to check if the rays are perpendicular. Good. Okay. It's a name the figure you draw. This figure. How can I give a name for this one? If you want, you can say angle ZYX or angle XYZ or just angle Y. Just make sure Y should be in the middle. Okay. Let's write angle ZYX. It say, can you classify the figure? Explain, how can I classify? I know this is a right angle because I already put a square for this angle. If they are right angle, I know since ray YX and ray YZ are perpendicular. Because of this, I put a right angle. And perpendicular rays form right angles. Good. They are related with each other. If you see right angles, it means these rays are perpendicular rays. If you see perpendicular rays, you will understand they form right angles. They are related with each other. Let's check share and show part. It says draw and label line segment. Remember, this is line segment this time. Line segment QR. Remember which symbol? Parallel or perpendicular? Parallel. Good. Line segment ST. Remember, parallel lines never intersect. They always keep the distance same. In this situation, I can draw a line segment like this for line segment QR, and if I draw line segment like this, I need to draw another line segment to make them parallel like line segment ST. So I know this distance will be same all the time and they will never intersect. What about next question? It say use the figure for 2 and 3. Name 2 line segments that appear to be parallel. Remember parallel. So they will never intersect and the distance between these 2 parallel lines will be always same. So if you want, you can write line segment BC and line segment DF are parallel, or there is one more option to write parallel segment. If you want, you can write line segment CD and line segment BF, they are also parallel. So I will write line segment CD and line segment BF, they are parallel lines. But remember, there is one more option to make sure the parallel lines. What about question 3? It say name 2 line segments that appear to be perpendicular. So which ones? Let's check. If you want, you can say line segment CB and line segment BF, they are perpendicular, right? What about another option? There are more options here. Line segment BF and line segment DF, they are also perpendicular, right? Remember my square here. So one more. Line segment FD and line segment DC, they are also perpendicular, right? Good. What about this? Line segment DC and line segment BC, they are also perpendicular. So there are 4 different options. You can write one of them. I'll write line segment CD and line segment BC, they are perpendicular lines. Good. Thank you so much for listening. Take care of you.